Nadja here, co-founder of AdLunam and Altcoin Observer. And this is actually a very special moment for us because Alexandre Raffin from Gains Associates is one of our investors. So I think it's the first time that we get to interview one of our investors. Alex, you guys are incredibly respected in the space. We have known you guys for as long as we've existed, and we know that in the blockchain space, Gains is known for quality projects. That's not just the flavor of the moment, but has real world utility, has a long-term sustainable future. And yet now we look at the meme coin market, we look at the lack of IDO market. So I would love to just start off by getting your thoughts. What do you think we are seeing right now? What is this?
Well, I mean, on a personal note, I love meme coins, right? But it's hard to bring meme coins. You will be judged more harshly if you bring meme coins to investors, right? To retail. So it's a double-edged sword. And for now, we are taking a look. We'd like to take a look at everything. But we also like to catch waves. I think in crypto, riding waves is one of the best strategies. You need to be flexible. And so we're trying to see which ecosystems would be the winners, which narratives, right? And for example, recently Sui has been doing amazing price-wise. And the narrative is very simple, right? If Sui can take care of their own token, they can certainly take care of the projects launching on Sui. They have a 400 million treasury, so there still hasn't been much activity, much result on Sui. So we're just exploring, for example, right? In the past bull run, it can be an ecosystem, it can be an exchange. KuCoin was known as the exchange, which was making tokens go to the moon, right? Now it has lost that power, that vibe. So we're just trying to see where the money flows, where the attention flows, and trying to catch these waves.
Brilliant next point, where the attention goes. It's hard being on the internet. We have 24 hours in a day. We have a gazillion email lists that we are subscribed to, Telegram groups we are part of. And then, as you say, what happened and what worked last season, last cycle, is not necessarily relevant anymore. So what are your personal strategies for staying up to date with what is early, what is coming, what is overhyped? How do you get your alpha?
I mean, look, there's no secret, right? It's you have to make friends, network, get into the inner circles, talk to people, and that's it. I mean, there's no secrets. Yeah.
So if I'm a retail investor, I have a day job. I don't have the resources that we have at this amazing DevCon that we are at right now, Wow Summit. I have a limited amount of hours in the day. What do you suggest people do to really cut through the noise? Because I mean, I think you can spend all your time on Twitter, on crypto Twitter, on wherever. You can follow all sorts of rabbit holes, right? But how do people with limited time and attention, how do they actually go on there and know, okay, this is something with potential? So basically maybe like a due diligence sort of question, but in terms of how I choose what to focus my attention on?
Yeah. Well, I think that's where launchpads like Gains, AdLunam come in, right? Because not only do we curate the deals, you also have access to private chats for stakers only, people who are very serious about investing, who have been in crypto for years and years, sometimes real OGs in the space, and they chat more openly because these chats are private, right? And you can share your opinion more straightforwardly as well. So it allows for better conversations with people who have experience, and sometimes we don't moderate these chats when it comes to discussions about what happens, right? So when you're in public groups, sometimes you don't know where you're coming in, and you have to be a bit mild and everything. So yeah, look into communities, smaller communities of people. What do you think?
I think that you guys have been a leader in the space in terms of building communities within the investment niche. Gains Associates, of course, very successful at building an investment community that wants to invest. Launchpad, again, building a very successful retail community that wants to invest. But I also feel like we use the word community more than we actually build it. So as someone who has built successful communities, so you're not, regurgitating what you heard on a Twitter space, what do you think are people doing wrong? Like, what is this pseudo community that we are building that's not actually translating to real people getting real value from our solutions?
I think one of the key things was that we're all in this together. So people knew I was investing my own money, my co-founders were investing their own money, and we were losing and winning together, right? And that made a difference, that made us as a group, I think that's united us more than maybe other communities that didn't have that.
So maybe a slightly controversial question then,
Yeah,
since
sure.
we are both in the Web3 investment space. Do you think we are overemphasizing the Web3 investment aspect of this entire industry?
I think crypto is built on investing. I think everything in crypto is investing. You first want to invest in Bitcoin when you get into crypto, right? And then Ethereum, all the ICOs literally made Ethereum. That was the first use case of Ethereum. It wasn't smart contracts really, right? Solana, you could call it gambling investing with the meme coins. I mean, everything in this space has some financial aspect, right? So investing is everywhere in crypto, so yeah.
No, I mean, I think like what we've seen at AdLunam, you can build a Launchpad and you can just give someone an opportunity to invest. You can build a socialFi platform and just give someone the opportunity to converse. Or you can combine the two because you recognize that, look, ultimately people are in crypto to earn rewards. They are here to build generational wealth. And yes, there's aspects of the crypto market that I think clearly needs more regulation. But I mean, overall, I think if we keep the eye on the prize, as in, yes, this is an alternative vehicle to build that generational wealth. And I say alternative, but there is no alternative for the average person, right? Crypto is the only way they can do this. So what do you think? What aspects of Web3 investment specifically do we need to clean up a little bit more?
I mean, I think they're all equally dirty or equally clean. As you know, however you want to see it, half full, half empty glass, right? I don't think it's about cleaning really. It's a very tough job to clean. Like, for example, the regulators, they clean up the mess, right? They come after. Like, cleaning doesn't do much. It can help a bit. I think we should try more to prevent. So that could be cleaning in a way, right? With gains, we have seen a lot of things, right? Projects running away and changing the terms and everything, and having a bigger name in the space, having, sometimes contacts with strong on-chain analysts, detectives that can, trace funds or whatever. That helps. Everything helps. I think the VCs need to stand out as a whole and have good practices. Something we have seen many times is the VCs are very predatory. That's not a secret, right? And I think everyone would win more if the VCs were slightly less predatory, right? If they were playing a slightly more infinite game instead of trying to wreck retail every cycle. Yeah.
No, and just to add on a testimonial for gains, I mean, as someone that you guys have invested in, we absolutely have experienced this in the way that you approach investment. Certainly not predatory, the opposite of predatory, collaborative, visionary, patient, and making sure that, yes, we are building for tomorrow, but tomorrow is not always going to be here 5 minutes from now, which is not always how VCs see things. I mean, as soon as they get the opportunity to be out, they're out, and then that's it.
Look, it's not easy, right? But there are lots of things in crypto that do not make sense. Some projects or investors, they're pushing to launch at the bad timing. They're literally going to waste 2-3 years of their hard work because they were in a rush to launch. So, like, you don't need to be so much in a rush. I think you need to recognize the cycles and, again, the waves, and you need to just, like, recognize where you are in the cycle. For example, right now, we very openly invest in projects with short vestings.
Right.
Maybe a year or something like that. Because if the project is launching maybe February, March next year, the bull run is going to last until June, September, I don't know. We have literally 3-6 months to get our tokens.
Right.
So are we going to get 30%, 60% of our tokens in that time frame? If it does 10x, that's a 3x, that's a 6x realized. So this is how we're looking at it in a very concrete way because we have 7 years of experience.
Right.
Slightly before in the bear markets, we were investing in projects with 18-month vesting and so on because we knew if they launch at the beginning of the bull market, we have a bit more time to see it coming, for example.
So on that note, what narratives do you believe are we going to be seeing early next year?
I mean, the three biggest narratives we believe in are AI, RWA, and Deepin. And again, we're very flexible. I don't know what the future holds for crypto. I'm sure there will be new narratives for this cycle. So we just keep an eye on the ground and see how things go.
So are these also the narratives that you are currently looking for? And then what are the type? So I mean, this is a very loaded question because we can go anywhere with this question. But if a project comes to you, if something lands on your desk, what is that one thing that always stands out for you about a team?
I think it's the degree of crypto nativeness. So I need to understand, which KOL is a serious guy and which is not, and which exchange is not so good, and which exchange is asking you too much money. And this for me is the ultimate thing, and that you know how to speak crypto to people, right? And because we've seen many successful Web2 entrepreneurs coming into crypto, and it can work if they're young enough and they can pick up the crypto lingo, or if they get a crypto guy to do their marketing and their PR or something like that. But it's really important to be able to connect with the community, right? Because a project is only going to be as successful as its community, and the community needs to like you, needs to believe in you. Right. You need to be, in a way, able to create some kind of cult around your project, and that doesn't exist much in Web2, right?
So I'm curious then, now that retail, look, I mean, there's various levels of DJ-ness in Web3, but I think now with the meme coins, we've perhaps reached kind of like, for now, peak, DJ-ness. And so do you think that it's going to be difficult for projects who are marketing to, Web3 projects, but perhaps not meme coin specific? Is it going to become more difficult to market to crypto DJs now that meme coins are, it's a different way of doing things. It's a different way of speaking. Is it going to be difficult for them to be called back to the quote unquote real crypto world? Because it seems like that is becoming the real crypto world.
So I think we haven't seen anything. I think the degen levels are maybe, 4 out of 10 right now. Because
wow.
Pi Cycle, remember, we were seeing pictures of rocks selling for millions. Yes. And that's just one basic example. Yeah. So we haven't seen anything, right? This is just the beginning. This is, you're just warming up, okay? So, no, I think history repeats itself in a slightly different way.
Right.
But
different spice, not salt but pepper.
Right. But you can count on the greed of humans, and even the institutionals coming in with the big liquidity. They're also very greedy. All the big banks, everything, they're just the same, with suits on, that's it.
Arguably even more so because the suits are expensive.
Exactly, right? So, no.
So if someone takes only one thing away from this conversation, what should that be?
I think for me the most important, the best advice is start small. Start something. If you're in crypto, you haven't touched meme coins, I think it's a huge opportunity. Start with $50 in whatever meme coin. If you haven't tried the Launchpad, try it. It's a great avenue for revenues. It captures really, it's a cheat code, to be honest, right? So try something and don't try too many things, but try a few things. Because if you try too many things, you're going to disperse yourselves. It's not going to work.
So you said that you are all in on meme coins in your personal capacity.
No, not all in, but yeah.
Well, all in the you appreciate it, you like to participate. But there's a lot of people that either completely don't like it or are scared of it or are confused by it. It's too degen for them. So if you say, try it, how can the average, I'm talking about the average crypto person, not necessarily the average grandmother at home, someone who already understands how, basically the basic components are put together, how would someone go about trying it out?
Well, I would argue it's degen in the vibes, but it's actually quite easy to act on it. Because you just buy a token and you wait. There's no staking, there's nothing, no complicated DeFi protocol. And there's a few apps that actually, one of them, I don't have any stake in it, but Moonshot, which allows you to buy memes directly with an app with your Apple Pay or something, I believe. And so, I think, and there's also top-tier market makers and VCs that are investing in memes.
Right. So AWZ, Mark Andreessen, and Truth Terminal. That's another conversation altogether. But then I have a question. NFTs allowed average everyday people who were not crypto native to onboard into Web3. Since meme coins are actually easier to enter the space than IDOs are, for example, do you think that this is going to be a kind of Trojan horse where they come in for the memes but they stay for the IDOs?
I mean, hey, it's a great sentence. Sounds good. I would like it to be true. I think there is some conversion that is possible for sure. Memes are a double-edged sword though, because it's hard to say. In a bull market, many people will make money, but in the beginning, in the end, it can also, how do you say it, extract liquidity from the market and from the most inexperienced retail participants, because the big boys, they have seen cycles, they would have exited before. So meme coins are great because they're simple, they're fun, that's it. But taking profits is good. I think take profits not now. You can take small profits now. Take profits later as we are in the later stages of the bull run.
So the bull run, some say it's already started, some say it's starting, it'll start soon. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, it has started. It has started for the majors, for Bitcoin, of course. Altcoins follow later. Profits into the majors flow into altcoins, into more digital stuff. So it's coming.
Well, with the Bitcoin price being what it is, I mean, we might be standing here for 5 minutes and then check after 5 minutes and it's almost at 100K. Exactly, so we are today at one of those days where, exactly. So Alex, it's been amazing talking to you. Very much looking forward to what you guys are building. As a final sort of call to action, I mean, you have so much wisdom and alpha to share. Where would you like people to stay in touch with you guys, with you personally as well as with Gains?
Right, so I think Twitter, Telegram are some of the best places. Gains Associates on Twitter. My full name, Alexandre Raffin, on Twitter as well. You can join Telegram, you can check our website, gains-associates.com. And thank you, Nadja, for all the kind words. You should also check out AdLunam. They've been working for how many years? 3 years. 3 years.
3 years.
3 years, that's a lot.
And if you like Alexander and you would like to support him, support us, because I will support him too.